The Off-Road Zone is brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Welcome to the Off-Road Zone. On this show, we're taking you deep into the Quebec forest in order to attend one of the biggest and safest off-road motorcycle rallies in the world, the Orange Crush. This event attracts people from all over the globe and is designed not just for the pros, but for every caliber of rider. This is not a race, but a precision rally, and everyone is welcome to join in the fun. Later, on Project Predator, we'll be installing the new wheels on our Polaris RZR 900S. But first, let's head off to Montreal's Olympic Stadium, which saw the very first startup line of the very first Orange Crush Rally back in 2012. Way back then, Marc Fontaine, promoter and founder of the Orange Crush events, had to think of something in order to entice riders from all over the world to come and try their luck at conquering the Quebec wilderness. What he thought of was pure genius. He recruited none other than Cyril Després, who is nothing short of a legendary rider for KTM motorcycles and winner of various international off-road rallies. He's a four-time winner of the famous Dakar Rally. Cyril flew to Montreal in order to help Marc and his team build the perfect off-road circuit with just enough obstacles to keep the seasoned pros on their toes, but also to give a chance to the newcomers. What really helped drawing people into this competition was the fact that everyone had the opportunity to ride along with this legendary rider. People could actually talk to him, learn from him, and have a great time alongside him. You don't often get such a privilege. He really did make the effort to ride with each and every team member that participated in that first edition of the rally. Building this event was a 6-month-long project for Marc Fontaine and his team. Tasks varied from building marketing strategies to negotiating the rights of passage on privately owned lands to actually going out in the field to build the circuit, testing it out, making sure it is safe yet challenging, and then coming back to build the famous road book that will be used by every team to navigate the rally. On the first day of the first leg of the rally, contestants had to ride for 450 kilometers from Montreal all the way up to Paris. This means that about 150 kilometers were on highways and 300 kilometers were ridden off-road. The next day, 425 kilometers had to be ridden from Paris to La Tuque, all on trails this time. Anyone that has ever ridden a motorcycle on a trail knows that 425 kilometers is a big task. Later legs of the rally would be on the same principle. Ride the first day to a destination, then ride the next day to the final meeting point. Naturally, the difficulty level would increase each and every year, and so would the number of participants. At the first 150-kilometer mark, people would meet up at SRA Motocross in Saint-Roch-de-la-Chigane. There, the first obstacle course awaited the participants, who had to tame the racetrack in order to continue on to Saint-Michel-des-Saints for the next trial. The road would consist of abandoned forestry roads, ATV trails, and snowmobile trails. Coming up, we're venturing out even deeper into the woods for the Orange Crest Rally. Stay with us. It's 7 a.m. and people are already eager to hit the trails, and getting ready means to roll up your road book. The road book is a long roll of paper containing all the turn-by-turn directions and instructions in order to guide you to the finish line. The paper roll sits in a special enclosure that attaches to the guide bars of every motorcycle. Canadian Supercross champion Jean-Sébastien Roy was also among the participants. For Jean-Sébastien, this was a totally new experience, since he was not used to such an event. When racing, all the efforts and pressure are concentrated in a short period of time. When in a rally, you need to have endurance. He did mention that not having any pressure, since this is a challenge against yourself and not a race against anyone, made the whole thing much more relaxing than a race. Several circuits are developed in order for riders to choose between according to their experience levels. Panoramic, Adventurous, and X are but a few names that the different circuits were given throughout the years. Of course, the level of experience needed to execute every trial spread out over the checkpoints goes according to the level of the circuit that you choose. It's interesting to note that should your bike ever break down or riders just get too tired to continue, there are escape roads all along the rally that let you back to the paved road and lead you to the next meeting point. The object of this rally is not to be the fastest to the finish line, but to be the one who does it with the most precision. So, in other words, the winner will be the rider that gets to the finish line in the less amount of kilometers. If you don't follow the instruction given by the road book, you'll inevitably have to ride for longer distances while you find the right path, hence building up the mileage. At the end of every rally, the organizer gathered people's comments, to which they really listened, in order to make their next editions more pleasing to the competitors. What was it they asked for? More distance, more trials, tougher obstacles to conquer. All the participants are passionate about their sport, so it's only natural that they should want more and more. The most difficult part of organizing such an event is time management. The organizers have to decide when to build the circuit, and their choice is crucial. If they build it too soon, the elements such as wind and rain might take out some of their signs or clues that relate to the instructions in the road book. Also, the team has to ride the circuit themselves several times in order to assure the participants' safety. Teams that participate in this rally are made of 3 riders. This helps with safety and pushes people to work as a unit instead of every man or woman for him or herself. Quite frankly, At some point during this event, you'll need to rely on your teammates to help you out. When the riders get to their destination points, activities are organized for the participants to let loose and enjoy themselves. A good way to relax after a long and hard day's riding off-road. Coming up, we're taking a look at the security precautions taken during each and every Orange Crush rally. Stay tuned. Ever since the first edition, safety has been priority number one in the organizers' minds. At least 1/4 of the event's total budget goes towards keeping everybody safe. A whole team of paramedics is on hand should there be an accident, and there's even a medical helicopter on standby should someone need to be air evacuated. Thankfully, over the years, even though the helicopter was called into action, no serious injury ever occurred. Each 3-person team has a GPS tracker supplied by the organizers of the rally. This lets the security team track everyone's position in real time. When we said that this rally was the safest, we meant it. Every GPS tracking unit emits a pulse at 10-minute intervals, and this shows up on a map so the head of security always knows where each and every team is at all times. They don't just track the participants either. Each of the staff members that are out in the field also have a GPS tracker. This helps the security team dispatch whoever is closest to where they might be needed. The GPS trackers are also able to send out specific messages such as, "We're okay," "Need medical assistance," or SOS, so the team knows what kind of action needs to be taken should something go wrong. Does someone need the medical chopper? Does someone need some spare parts? Is someone lost? The whole security team is ready to face any kind of urgent situation that might arise during the course of the event. It's very impressive when you think about it. In such remote locations, the Orange Crush Rally team is able to monitor hundreds of people in real time with pinpoint satellite accuracy. Have no fear, folks. This participant was totally fine. Evacuation by helicopter only took place as a precaution after a nasty fall. On the plus side, it gave the security team a good practice run, and they got confirmation that the whole system functions very well. The amount of experience you gain from participating in one of the Orange Crush rallies equals nearly a whole season of riding alone. Getting to ride as a team and alongside people of better skills is an incredible learning experience that can't be had if one keeps riding alone. KTM Canada is the proud sponsor of this world-class event. Florian Burguet, General Manager of KTM Canada, is always there to support and participate in the events. Note that all different brands of motorcycles are welcome to join in the fun. KTM, being one of the leaders in the off-road motorcycle industry, is very happy to lend a hand to Marc Fontaine and his team. They put up a world-class event that keeps riders from all over the world coming back year after year. Come to think of it, the name Orange Crush and KTM's colors, Mr. Burguet has said it many times. The Orange Crush is a world-class event in all aspects. The actual circuit and obstacles, the security, the fun factor, everything. With participants' ages varying from 17 to 67 years old, there's no doubt that if you're a rider, you can take part in the Orange Crush Rally. Year after year, more and more people come from every corner of the globe to enjoy these few days of riding in the wilderness. So why shouldn't you experience some of the fun? Founder and organizer Marc Fontaine tells us that as hard as this event is to pull off, he'll keep doing it for the riders. His team is getting bigger and bigger year after year. The participants' passion and their enthusiasm is what he thrives on, and as long as they keep coming back, he'll be there to supply them with the thrills they're seeking. Considering taking part in the next edition of the Orange Crush Rally? The 2016 competition will take place from September 8th through the 10th. Coming up, we're changing the wheels on our Project Predator Polaris unit right after the break. This week on Project Predator, we're talking tires.
To complement the final look of our vehicle, we decided to go with a set of 30-inch Moto Hammer tires and a set of M21 beadlock rims. What's pretty unique about the Moto Hammer tires is they're a kind of cross between road and trail. What I mean by that is that often when you're in the trails, sometimes you have to cross the roads to get to an adjacent trail. So these tires don't have an aggressive tread pattern that when you are riding on roads, you won't have always that punchy and rough feeling that you feel. However, they have an aggressive pattern enough that when you are on the trails, you will be able to conquer obstacles and go through even the roughest type of terrain. For us, it's a newer tire. It's the first time that we ever tried to install a tire of this nature on their vehicle. Being safety-conscious riders, we always try to equip all our vehicles, whether it's built or our personal, with spare tires. For this, we needed a spare tire rack, and once again, we couldn't find any available on the market, so we turned to Polaris once again. They provided us with a model that swings open, that provides easy access to the cargo bed, and was heavy construction, easy to install, and most of all, was a great support for our 30-inch tire and rim back there. Again, we haven't, field tested the unit yet, but from what we've seen and heard, they're supposedly a great tire to have, and kind of maybe an aggressive bold from our part to put this on a side-by-side or a UTV. However, we're very confident that they will do the job more than adequately.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Off-Road Zone. For more information on anything and everything you saw on the show, please visit the following websites and come pay us a visit at offroadzone.tv. The Off-Road Zone was brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Until next week, stay safe, keep off the beaten path, and join us again in the Off-Road Zone.